Hi, this is Alex of Atrocity.
And Tosso, and you're listening to Dave Softee from Metal Meltdown.
At Metal Messiah Radio.
Kick ass.
Alrighty, Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Ludwigsburg, Germany, from Metal Legends Atrocity. Please welcome Alexander Krull on vocals, keyboards and samples, and Thorsten Bauer, guitars and bass.
Yeah. Hello, hi. How are you doing?
Everybody.
How are you doing there?
From Germany.
Thank you for being here, and welcome to the Metal Meltdown, guys. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. I'm glad everything worked out that we could do this here tonight, so greetings and welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Greetings to you too.
It's really great to have you here with us so we can talk about your new release, your EP, Masters of Darkness, out on Massacre Records.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's outstanding to have this because it's been a few years since your last release, Occult, in 2013.
That's true. Yeah, we have been on the road for a while and touring worldwide with actually both bands, like Atrocity and our other band, Leaves Eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, latest tour we did in the States with Sabaton and Leaves Eyes. So we have been on the road for a while, but also composing stuff for our Occult trilogy. And we got signed by Massacre Records. And yeah, well, then the idea came up is there was like a little break because of all that. Yeah, what about bringing out a 7-inch or a single like in the good old days? And I have to say the first and only 7-inch of Atrocity was released in 1989.
Wow.
And it was called Blue Blood. And we were like, wow, yeah, let's do this. And then, yeah, they said, hey, if we bring out the single, we can bring out the 4-track EP as well, like on the CD. So actually, both formats are available. And it's like a very dark and brutal harbinger of the new Occult 2 album.
Yeah, I would imagine, you mentioned Leaves Eyes. I would imagine when you're not doing Atrocity, Leaves Eyes keeps you very busy, especially with whatever changes have happened within the band and all that's going on with that. So handling two bands, it's not easy. Handling one band's not easy, so I give you kudos.
Yeah, that's actually true what you say.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, there's like two sides also of the story. First of all, Atrocity has quite a history, so
Yes.
we are not a newcomer band or something. We have to bring out the record every year, right?
Right.
So and on the other side, it's also cool to have another band to balance out musically. We have like a wide field of music we can play with both bands, and it's great. Also, sometimes we combine them. To go on tour, like in Latin America, we made a tour together, played 70,000 tons of metal together. Also, we toured North America with Atrocity, Leaves Eyes, and on tour with Moonspell. You know, and it's really cool to have these bands going.
Yes, and I'm interested to find out what led Atrocity to sign with Massacre, and congratulations on this.
Yeah, that's basically a fantastic story. We've been few weeks before again to the Massacre headquarters. The amazing thing is we've been on Massacre in the 90s with records like Blut and Werk 80 and also Wildskraft. And we know the people there. And so also the people there are still working that we used to work with. Thomas Hertler used to be even Alex's colleague.
Yeah, that's true. I was working for Massacre Records back in the day. Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. Wow, I noticed you've been on several labels through the years, but yeah, that's good information.
So that was a lot of smiles from everyone when we came back. Yeah, it feels like awesome. Like it's just the right place to record a new album, and so far we're very happy with everything and good times to come.
It's also cool to work with Jochen Richard from Soul Food Music, who's the owner of that company, and AFM Records, Massacre Records, Straka Records are divisions of that company. So he actually also came up with the idea, to bring us back together and stuff. So it's like a homecoming, and
Exactly.
Where we are living, like the area is called Swabia, and Jochen, although he's living in northern Germany in Hamburg nowadays, he's originally from here. We have been also together in our youth days, also with Thomas from Massacre. So the old gang is back together. The Swabians will attack the metal world again.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. It's almost like going back home, and I hope everything works out really well for you.
It is actually home because we go like maybe 20 minutes by car to Massacre headquarters.
You can't beat that.
Really amazing.
That's convenient. So let's learn all we can about this EP, Masters of Darkness. I would imagine it was recorded at your own studio, Master Sound Studio, or was it recorded
Absolutely,
anywhere?
right,
Right.
That's the thing. I'm also producer. As you mentioned before, if you run two bands, you are very, very busy. But in the time I'm not working for the bands, I also work for other bands and artists.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. You're a true metal maniac.
That's my life.
That's great. That is great. And who designed the CD artwork for Masters of Darkness?
It's designed by Stefan Heilemann, and we work very, very close together, and he's a really, really good artist.
And another guy from this area.
Yeah, that's true, by the way.
Total Southwest German
Yeah,
production.
he's from Stuttgart. So yeah, but he's working for a lot of bands like Pain, Epica, for Lindemann, the singer of Rammstein. He worked also for stuff from Nightwish, etc.
Camelot
Yeah,
creator.
Camelot creator, and so forth. And we have been working together for many, many years now. And so we came up with that very cool artwork idea, as it fits perfectly to the lyrical concept of Masters of Darkness.
It works very well. And at this time, would you like to mention the rest of the band who appears on this Masters of Darkness? Would you like to mention the rest of the lineup?
Yeah, we have like the fastest feet from Friesland. That's Joris Nijnhuis. He's an amazing drummer. I'm very happy that he's able to have this outlet now with Atrocity. He likes the super fast and brutal drumming. And on the guitar, we have Pete Stride from Switzerland. So that's the band.
Very nice.
Besides Alex and me.
Exactly, yes. You guys are like, you're the founders. Alex is the founder, and Thorsten's basically been there for, what, 20 years or so?
Yeah, when my first tour, I was in Atrocity, I was 19. They said, "Oh, this young guy." I was together with Obituary in 1994. Now it's not anymore the young guy. Now it's the old guy.
Yeah, you have to say that. When we started Atrocity, I was the young kid.
Yeah.
They were all older than me when we founded the band.
How time flies,
but,
right?
You know, funny part here is they called me Papa all the time, like
Papa.
Daddy.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was the youngest, right?
Oh man, they call you Grandpa now or what? No.
Yeah, in real life, I'm a father. I'm proud of that.
Oh, of course, yes. You've had a real great metal life. And
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and let's talk for the fans where they could find the best place to get a copy of this EP. I'm going to give your atrocity.de site and your Facebook.com Atrocity Official. Where would you say would be the best place for them to either get the digital copies or the physical copy of the EP?
Actually, it's up to the label, the distribution company. So I think it's Belief are taking care for the digital product. It's iTunes, Spotify, and all the ones you know. If they cannot find it in the store or something for whatever reason, you know, so with Amazon and all these mail orders, I'm pretty sure you can find it everywhere.
Yeah, pretty sure. I just wanted to find out what you would say would be the best place, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And has Atrocity got a tour lined up in support of Masters of Darkness? Where will you be performing, and who will be joining you for your future shows?
The plan is like that. The album Occult 2 will come out in the summertime, and we're going to plan to play some festivals there at that point of time. And then the moment we're sorting out the ideas and names and who we could go on tour with. Also, we have to coordinate it with the Leaves Ice touring plan and stuff like that. So, yeah, well, that's a lot of planning at the moment. But it looks fine so far. So, but not the final details here at the moment.
I think you can expect us the next 2 years a lot on the road.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Very cool. And we're here to help spread the word. So when you do have your shows finalized and you need help spreading the word, feel free to contact me on Facebook or email me. I'd be happy to share the word all around. No worries.
Absolutely. I think, you know, this kind of music which comes out now is straight in your face. It's epic and brutal at the same time. And I'm pretty sure, like with the experience we had with the last Occult album and the songs we played live, people are going to love it and go crazy. And the feedbacks, holy Christ, they're amazing. And now we're getting really, really great reviews and feedbacks from press already. And some fans could check out the samples online. They were like, wow, it's killer. So we're really eager ourselves when it comes out to see people reacting and finally hearing the result and, you know, play this stuff live.
Yeah, Masters of Darkness, when I got the email and heard the music, I'm like, oh, wow, this is really great. But I can't wait for the full offering. I need more than 4 songs. So hopefully you have time to do more because, yeah, this is really a killer release. I'm very happy about this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so in July you will get the full length album.
Outstanding.
So it will be out by then. Yeah.
Outstanding news.
The songs are all there, so there are just some finishing touches also missing. And I think I'm very positive that the quality of the EP can be held up also on the album.
This is outstanding.
As far as I know the song.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that information. I pretty much expected it, but you never know, especially with how busy you guys are, you know?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I want to also give your YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/Atrocity official videos. It's your official YouTube channel, as I mentioned. And does Atrocity plan on making official music or lyrical videos for this release? I haven't noticed any out there yet.
Yeah, that's true. It will come out very, very soon. Of course, for the album, we will do like official video clip, but there will be also now something up front. Yeah, people can go and watch it very soon.
Excellent. That's great to know. And would you like to talk anything about your gear at this moment?
The technical gear we having, or?
Yeah, everything.
For the studio part, maybe I can say some words, and then Tosso can speak about the guitar equipment and stuff. Like we work on Pro Tools. I'm actually also working very close with the Avid guys and also telling them my opinions when they have updates coming up. I was also having a workshop already, and as a producer, and I was like, yeah, some people, I think like something like 80 to 100 people watching, like Sound Freaks in the music store, and I showed them some stuff what I do in the studio and so forth, and we will have like a workshop very soon here for sound engineers and stuff, so I show a little bit of that. I'm also using as audio interface Focusrite and some really nice tube gear and amps for the mixing process and stuff, so to pimp everything up in the right way so it sounds, you know, like this organic sound we have on the Masters of Darkness. You can hear we are not like just working in the box, and it's not only digital, so I still love to have all this analog stuff also to work with. Yeah, well, and also mastering here in the studio, and it's a passion turned into my job also, you know, to become professional producer, sound engineer, and of course number one is artist and musician. And maybe it's also about the guitar.
I can tell you the amp sound or the guitar sound on the album is pretty much American. Let's make American amps great again. Well, they have always been great.
There you go.
It's like we get a really nice support from Randall amplifiers. So we used a mix for the album sound from Randall and Mesa Boogie. And I'm playing since ages ESP guitars only. So that works always very fine. And in the studio, I don't use much effects or anything. It's basically just the amps and the guitar right out of the box.
I thank you for explaining all that, gentlemen. We definitely appreciate that. And we touched upon what you do when you're not doing Atrocity. And Alex, we know you're very busy with all these bands, especially Leaves Eyes, Atrocity. But beyond these bands, what other bands are you working with?
Yeah, there are several. For example, I worked for Doro, and also in the past I worked for Austrian band Belfegor, if you know. They are from Nuclear Blast, but also some German bands like End of Green. They are quite famous here. And the moment I'm working for a band called Blood Red. It's a extreme death and black metal band. Yeah, and things like that. So
yeah, you keep very busy. Outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Thorsten, what do you do beyond the band? What do you do for your extracurricular activities?
When I have free time, I like to be outside. We have beautiful nature here and the mountains at the Bavarian Austrian side. And I like historic places. That's like what always excites me a lot. When I can go to ancient sites or historical places, I'm always happy. So basically nothing special, just nature and histories.
Yeah, well, that's also like when it comes to free time, I love to spend it with my son, Leon. I'm also very much into history and all the backgrounds, you know, also what I do with the bands. So I'm also in a Viking group, and we do some fightings and sword trainings together and going to medieval events and from the Viking reenactment scene. I train with the guys from Weerborg, and I'm an honor member for the Jomsborg, which is the biggest Viking army in the world nowadays. And yeah, it's great to be together with these folks as well. And they also join us for the Leaves Eye shows. They come on stage as our Viking crew.
Very
so
nice.
Yeah, even in Texas, for example, we had guys. Also in Canada. It's not only in Europe. It's like a multinational, international thing. A little bit similar to the metal world, which is also global, and there are no boundaries.
That's very interesting. Thanks for sharing that info for us. And Alex, how old is your son currently?
He will turn into 14 very soon.
Wow, time
He's
flies.
like a teenager guy already. Yeah.
Wow.
And share some stuff on the PlayStation sometimes.
Sounds like fun.
And going to football games, like soccer games, international games, Germany, for example, playing, or Stuttgart, or smaller club, Groß Asbach, here in our area. And it's great that we have very much things in common. And, you know, the older the kids get, and you can share stuff like that, of course. And it's really fun.
I can imagine. And being that you're so accomplished out there in this world of metal, what would you say have been your proudest moments, being in Atrocity, being in Leaves' Eyes? There's so much out there, but what stands out in your mind as maybe some of your proudest moments?
I mean, it's really some moments you probably will never forget, like the first show you do, or like the biggest show you have done, or when the first record comes out. You know, Hallucinations, our first record, was recorded at Morrisound Studio in Florida with Scott Burns, who is a legend and in the metal, and especially in the extreme metal scene. Yeah, that was very special, of course. A lot of musicians were visiting us, like Obituary, Morbid Angel, Deicide, and Cannibal Corpse. They were all coming, saying hello, and yeah, that was very special, of course. But when it comes to one moment, I remember very much. We played with Atrocity at Wacken Open Air in 1999, and as you know, Wacken is like nowadays like the biggest heavy metal festival there is.
Yes.
And back in the day, we were even one of the headliners, and it was really cool. It was raining like hell, and although the weather was so shitty, everybody was there, and all fists in the air. So in the middle of the show, I stopped and said, okay, in between some songs, I said, wow, okay, let's take a break now. I just want to, like a photograph, I want to store this memory forever. And as you ask me now, it's there again. It was fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Thank you for sharing.
We also had, we played in the Stuttgart Soccer Stadium in the half break. It was pretty impressive, like, because there are like 50,000 people. And then also quite impressive. A lot of bands say, oh, we played at Wacken, we played in front of 70,000 people, and most of the time, oh, liar, half of the people are at the camping site, and another quarter is drunk. So we had the opportunity at Wacken 2008, we played with Leaves' Eyes with the Viking ship, and there were only two bands playing. There was Leaves' Eyes, and right after us was Iron Maiden.
Oh, wow.
And then you get, of course, basically all the people, they had to watch us because after us Iron Maiden played, so that was very impressive.
That was perfect timing for you. Excellent.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing. I do appreciate you sharing the story with your fans out there. Thank you so much for that. And speaking of the fans, is there anything that you would like to say to your loyal fans out there tonight that have been there for you since the beginning, and your new fans even? Anything you'd like to say to them? Yeah,
sure. I mean, there's like the biggest thank you from our side for such a great support. And especially with Atrocity, where we did a lot of diverse music in the past, and not only going one direction. And we took a lot of challenges, and a lot of people say, yeah, you guys were there as like pioneers for several styles in metal and stuff like that. So that's very, very big honor for us. And also when other musicians speak about that, it's great, especially when you go to faraway countries like we play in the States, or in Latin America and in Asia and so forth, where we cannot play every day. Like we live in the middle or in the heart of Europe, so we've been here, around.
And that's the perfect place to be, right?
Yeah. Now it's like 50 countries in 5 continents. That's amazing. Metal makes this possible. Like, and our fans in particular make this possible. That's really a dream coming true. I remember I was a young teenager at the age of about my son, 14, 15 years old. I formed my first band, and then Atrocity very soon later. And I would never thought like that we could go everywhere and having fans worldwide. And yeah, very thankful for that.
Outstanding. And Thorsten, you want to say anything to your fans out there as well?
just enjoy the music. Don't go with the mainstream. Just go for what you like. It should be all fun and not about like who is better and best and blah blah. Just enjoy the music, and it's a form to connect between people. That's also the thing when we travel and tour a lot. You can connect people. Maybe if you don't focus on the differences, but more on. I mean, metal is worldwide. We played in India or wherever, China, Russia, USA, Latin America, and then you see basically the people like music and they like to have fun and a good time. So just enjoy the music.
Yeah, we are one metal family. Peace out.
Very well said. And gentlemen, I've enjoyed our conversation and the opportunity to get to know you and the band a bit better. Before we go crank up some more Atrocity, I want to make sure that we got the fans all up to speed. Is there anything else that we can mention that we have yet to discuss that you want to bring out there to the fans?
Ooh.
I think we did a good job. We got basically all the information out there.
Maybe here's something very important.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you play a lot of shows in a row, you need also some relaxation. What we do, we like to listen and watch old Bob Ross, Joy of Painting.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
man.
like this new trailer of that movie from Deadpool. I think it's amazing.
Oh,
It's the
Deadpool?
Bob
Yeah, funny
Ross
stuff.
thing, yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing, yeah.
I'm sure Bob Ross really calms you down.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Totally mellows us out.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
one thing is what I maybe could add on, like if people like this dark literature and like the mysteries of the world, check out the occult stuff of Atrocity. I think this is the right stuff for you to find and discover some stuff you may like very much. Because I spend a lot of time to prepare this stuff. I know, like the death metal vocal style sometimes. Well, for me at least, it's very important. And sometimes I know some bands, they probably do something different, but I think for me it's very important also to have something with that, even if it's quite shocking sometimes. But if it's not us, who should write about it, right?
Exactly. Well, I want to thank you guys again. Thank you very much for this opportunity. It has been an honor to be able to do this with you. I want to wish everything that you do out there with Atrocity, with Leaves Eyes, and any other band that you're associated with, a really successful 2018, and for all the years to come. I want to welcome you back, and I wish you to keep the metal flowing, and at some point I'd love to have you come back here to talk about your future releases. I've really enjoyed talking with you and getting to learn more about you.
Thank you very much for the interview. And all the best to you too.
Thank you. Greetings from Germany.
My pleasure. Let's go crank up some more Atrocity right now and crank it up loud.
Woohoo!